with the two holes in the middle, three holes really, no Dilshan, no Sangakkara, no Jayawardene. How good are Sri Lanka at the Champions Trophy?
Well, it's hard to replace a Dilshan and a Jayawardene with, you know, Dilshan's
the third guy I'll talk about.
Yeah, and but the fact is that, you know, the last 2.5 years, or that they've known that this was going to happen, and it's an inevitable outcome. They probably should have had a little more consistency in those places where they actually identified 1 or 2 players and then allowed them a period of growth and not comfort, I would say, but security in playing those positions, so that you develop a side looking at the Champions Trophy, looking at the World Cup. We've had a bit of a kind of a situation where they've rotated in and out quite a lot of our players. But having said that, we also have, as a result, discovered some fantastic talents in the sense of Kusal Mendes, Niroshan Dikpal, who's now coming in, and he's reminiscent of Dilshan. He plays the Dil scoop quite early on, and he took on, I think, Hazelwood and Stark even with the little Dil scoop. Asela Gunaratne down in the late middle order. So we're a young side, inexperienced still, but sometimes that kind of frees you up, and I hope this Champions Trophy will be an atmosphere and an arena where they come and they come with no reputation now, they come with no expectations. I would say low expectations. So just come and enjoy it and play fearless cricket, because the only result that'll really satisfy Sri Lanka is a win, because I know our boys, they take a lot of pride in playing to win. And that's what drives them. So come and play fearless cricket, because if you beat 2 big sides here, you're in a semi-final, and after that you're 2 games away. So this is I think, hopefully that'll spur them on to be a bit freer than they have been.
I look at it from the outside, and I think the side rises and falls with Angelo Matthews. And to think it was here in 2009 that he first announced himself at that World T20.
Yeah, it was. He's been an unbelievable player for us. When I first saw him, I played cricket with Angelo's brother actually, Trevin Matthews. He was a left-arm medium-fast bowler, very talented cricketer. So when the younger brother came along, you know, I had very high regard for Trevin, his older brother, and I saw this guy, and he was much better than Trevin was, and at a very young age. And the one thing that impressed us all was the fact that he naturally just came into an ODI side and settled into a number 7 position or a 6th position, very difficult to bat in. And he had this instinctive ability to read match situations, be able to play accordingly and finish games for us. It was just incredible. 2010, we went to Australia, chasing 238, I think. We were 108 for 8. And he just maneuvered that tail to bat with him and managed it, and we chased it down in Australia at the MCG, and that was one of the best one-day victories I've had. So you're right in saying that it depends so much on Angelo. Number 1, his leadership. He's been an outstanding captain for Sri Lanka. Number 2 is his batting, but also the fact that he's a very smart and able bowler who balances a side out in that all-rounder role. So it's going to be difficult, because, you know, he's been prone to injury. And hopefully he can get through this Champions Trophy with maybe niggles, yes, but you have to play through niggles. And as captain, you have to be able to play through those tough periods, because when the side needs you, they look to you and you've got to respond. He has with him, of course, around him, the old guard of Kulasekara, Malinga and Taranga, with the more recent Dinesh Chandimal. So he's not alone. But you're absolutely right in saying how important he is for our cause.